ex dies, he left you on the life insurance policy.
He never took you off.
I might hug his casket. Oh, thank you, bro. You know what? I never met you, but I heard you were a good guy. I'm like, yo, open his hands. If I died, I really think there'd be a lot of women at my funeral, right? And I know my girl would probably be like, damn. Like, so, like, I would rather just keep it like, yo, listen.
I'm going to be at Rico's funeral like, he did not even talk to you. Right. Shut up. And be respectful to his girl.
We ain't never seen your name.
Yeah, like.
We ain't never seen your picture.
Stop walking around here talking that mess.
Just mind your business. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just mind your business.
We're not minding our business.
Secretly, I was trolling him for months on the podcast, but then just got back in the relationship. So, but that's why I'm like,
wow.
Leave that alone.
But I did call him Pastor Tourist because he's a tourist, but I call him a pastor because all he did was scream and ask for money.
Yo, what?
But I was.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rico Hundo here at 8 at the Table, and you already know it's going to be a doozy as always. But I want to say thank you to everybody who's been liking, subscribing, and supporting us from the beginning, and the ones who are supporting us from right now and here on after. We need all the support. We need all the love. There's a bunch of different ways that you can show support to us that we'll get to at the end of this. But let's focus on the topic and our guest today. I'm going to have him introduce himself.
Well, they call me Billy the Bad Guy, Billy the Goat, Billy the Kid, Bills, and Bills, and we hate to pay them. And I'm from the 25 and Over Club podcast.
That's dope. So I want to say thank you for coming here. We definitely just had a little powwow before, and I already told you my appreciation for you as well. Go ahead and tell them anything you got coming up, where they can also find you at, or what's the Instagram handle or whatnot.
So you can find us at 25 and Over Club on Instagram. You can find me at Billy the Bad Guy on Instagram, YouTube 25 and Over Club. And then we have a live show coming up June 29th. So it's definitely going to be fun. It's our second live show. So maybe I'll get to see y'all there.
Oh, dope. Tell us, what's the format? What y'all doing?
Oh, it's a whole lot of, it's like I'm big on experience. And I feel like when I go see Beyonce, she gives me experience. So when you come to a live show, I want the hour and a half to be like a roller coaster. So when you go there, I always open up with a performance. Then we interact with the crowd. I'm trying to get some sex dominatrix in there. It's a
roller coaster.
Great time. I want you to come there for 2 hours and forget about all your problems and say, I gotta go to the next one.
What's your the location? The
location is going to be at City Winery this year. So
that's dope.
So June 29th, City Winery.
City Winery, New York City.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little pit stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on by. I
want to see the dominatrix. So,
So we're back for another episode. Hey, guys, it's your girl, Amanda. Welcome back.
And we also have to the left.
Hey, guys, Aaron the Renegade. Good to see y'all again.
So, guys and girls, so we have a crazy, dope topic today that we all know, and I don't know if we've all experienced both, but I know we've all experienced one. And the topic in question realistically is, what is, or is there a thin line, is there a thin line between love and hate?
It's a thin line. Great movie.
Yeah, like,
I think the very soul of hating somebody is the fact that you do love them. It's like, but for that extreme feeling of love, and then they disappoint you or they treat you bad or something or other, is what makes you have a reaction of hate. Because you could just be angry, pissed off, annoyed, whatever, but hate is level 10, And I think it's when you really care about somebody, or when you appreciate somebody, and maybe they don't appreciate you, or they don't love you, or they don't react or act the way, they should or you want them to, I think that's what creates that extreme feeling.
And I mean, to support that, there's actually been studies that proven neurologically the same areas of the brain light up, or are active when you have love or hate. So it can
Where
come
is it?
to.
Like, is it, how you have like the frontal?
It says it's called the putamen and the insula, correct
So
areas of the brain.
interestingly, what happens
know.
is
I got it.
dopamine gets
I actually
released
have it right
both
here,
times.
guys.
So when dopamine gets released when you're in love, it clouds your judgment.
Mhm.
You think like it's a drug, you're excited. So when you are angry, it also ignites your reward system. So that's also clouding your judgment. So basically, both of them are, although other neurotransmitters are being released at the same time, the two different emotions, but the fact that dopamine gets released lets you know that your judgment is clouded. So do you
Oh.
actually really hate the person?
Yeah, like, and that's another thing that I kind of want to touch on is, I mean, I do know and I believe and I agree that you can hate someone that you love for whatever reason that they have done to you that you feel is justifiable for that feeling. Um, but can you hate somebody that you don't love? Can you truly pour out that amount of energy and emotion into somebody into somebody that you have never loved or even have never even met? There's people like celebrities like
Yeah.
myself who get, threats, death threats. Like I have this one person on Instagram who DMs me, I would say at least once a week, and tells me how she wishes I died, right? Like, and I've never met this girl. I've never met this girl. I don't know who she is. I don't, you know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And it's like, I take it on as, I think it's funny, right? But there are people who are extremists and who will act upon something like that, you know, with certain people for whatever they stand for, whatever they're, promoting, preaching, and whatnot. So, can we actually
I think
see
that you
that?
don't have to have love for someone to hate them. Because I feel like there could be someone that does you dirty for like no reason. Like, say someone is just so against you. Like, say you guys are going for the same job, you guys are competing, and they're just doing everything that they can to make sure you don't get this job. You guys don't really know each other from a hole in the wall. You guys are just after the same thing, and they just keep doing shit to shit on you, doing shit to shit on you, and you just can't take it. You hate this person. Like, they're just getting so much in your way, but you guys don't have any like emotional connection to each other. I actually do have like 4 reasons that someone can feel hatred for you. So I'm going to read out those 4 reasons. One is feeling envious, wanting what the other person has. They may consider it unfair that someone has what they lack. This is very true. 2, have contempt for another person or believe them to be inferior.
Mm.
3, learn hatred from parents, their community, or other social groups. That's also very true. And 4 is they're humiliated or mistreated by another person.
How does that
That's
play
fair.
in relationships though? Why do we find that there's always some, not always, but there's like a lot of animosities when you have exes, especially sometimes when you have a baby mother? Like, I hate her. Like, where does that come from? How did you have a child? Once upon a time, you loved this person, and now you hate each other?
Well, I feel like with a baby mother situation, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? I feel like we all know the bitter baby mama
Yeah.
scenario. Um, if you're not in a relationship with each other anymore, like the dynamic changes. When you guys were in a relationship, of course it was all like love. You guys had love for each other. You guys thought you were going somewhere. You guys having a kid together. But now that you guys aren't in a relationship, maybe one person has, still has feelings for the other, and seeing them move on is kind of hurtful.
Mm.
Maybe that's the envy that that they that they see. Maybe the father moves on with a different woman. Sometimes a baby mother is not very accepting of that. Like, I don't want my kids around no new person, or that kind
That's
of
all
stuff.
just hatred. They don't care. They just hating. What do you think, Billy?
Like,
Yeah, they be
I think
hating.
hate's such a strong word. So as much as I may say I hate this person, I'm trying to think like, who do I really hate and who do I really hate? And I don't want to give anybody that energy out of me. They don't deserve that energy. So even like when I knew this was a topic, I'm like, who do I really hate? And I wanted to hate somebody. But I'm like, they don't deserve that from me because that means I'm taking away from myself to give to them. And when you're disappointed at like you're in the relationships or with your parents, again, like you say, oh, I can't stand my mother, I hate my mother. But that's just an expression. But to really hate somebody, I think you have to mess with my mental. So when I say I hate somebody, it will be short term because long term, it has nothing to do, like, you're not worth it. Short term, that's how I feel. I'm reacting off emotion, and I'm very impulsive. So I'm going to say anything, and as a true Virgo, we say things that cut you, and we slice you real hard. But I don't mean it like that. I just hate you in the moment. But
Not that I don't mean it.
Yeah.
sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't.
But I said it.
I said what I said.
No, I think like sometimes I've caught myself doing this in my life at points in my life, and sometimes I think we or people hate a situation, and it's just the fact that that person just so happens to be a part of that situation, and we tie in that person with the situation that we hate, and we align them to be the same thing, and they're really not. There's some people who just hate the fact that they get treated as such, whether it be looked at in whatever way, and that person just so happens to be the person doing it. They don't technically hate that person. They hate what the person is doing. They hate what the person is representing, or hates what the person is reminding them of the things that they don't like. And I think that happens a lot when we talk about envy. You don't necessarily hate that person who's posting on the boats and posting in the jets, or has the LV shoes and whatever. You don't necessarily hate that person. You just hate the situation that you're in, and you're tying in that person, to that situation for whatever reason. Maybe you think you're better than them, but you're really not. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
Like,
you think you're more deserving.
oh, you're more
Yeah.
deserving, and that's the thing. And I'm so glad you said that, because I can never fathom when people have enviness because of what they feel they deserve. Because what you deserve versus what you earn is big difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think because they do so much, they deserve the outcome that he or she has. But yet you didn't earn it because you didn't do the proper things. Now, I'm not saying this is all the time. There are some times where it's, a messed
Many
up
times.
situations, right? But to hate somebody because of that, or hate, people because of that, is crazy.
Yeah, I don't have any hate for anybody, but I know there's hate definitely towards me. And sometimes I don't do anything to anybody. And like you said, it's the envy. Like me following my dreams or being successful at things or achieving the goals in life, I could feel the hate from other people. And so I'm really glad you said something about it. It's the envy, because I'm always wondering to myself, like, what did I do this person? That's why I call myself being the bad guy, because people make up delusional situations with me. and
It's
have
always gonna be the bad person, the villain in somebody's story.
And then it's like people legit have issues with me, and that's where like, why hate on me when I'm just trying to live my life, right? So
I was really trying to sit here and think, just kind of go through like the catalog of my life. Like, do I hate anybody? Is there anybody out there that has done me so wrong? I really can't identify. I mean, it's some people don't fuck with. I ain't gonna lie. Don't breathe my way. But like, I'm not gonna give. I don't have the energy to give to that.
Yeah.
And that's not even just, some people just say that very cavalier.
Mhm.
I'm saying it because like I don't have the energy. Like there's so many other things that I have to make sure that's going on in my life, and things that are maintained in my life. Like it takes a lot to just really hate somebody.
Yeah, I
So-
agree, because like we said earlier, hate is a very strong word. Like, I do not use that word loosely.
What's
at
number
all.
9 under hate? Is there? I'm just because I really want to like go into this conversation. Like, is there somebody that I just really, really, really don't like? Like what's if hate is
Animosity?
10?
Like you have
what's-
animosity towards someone?
Yeah, like what's 8 and 9 if hate is 10?
Right underneath it. Well,
Anger?
Nah, it's
So
whatever.
you
Anger's like 5,
I was about to
right?
say, so maybe you feeling an 8 or 9 towards somebody.
It's like I can almost hate you. I can
Yeah.
almost hate
Strong
you.
I think
dislike.
it's just
Yeah.
I just don't fuck with you. Like
Yeah.
there's no word for it. I
Not
just don't
yet,
fuck
no,
with you.
because sometimes when you decide for yourself you don't fuck with somebody no more, then you remove all emotional attachment. You
Yeah.
don't feel anything that strongly.
And hate is so clouding. You know what I'm saying? And it stop. So I hated my father, right? I hated him for a long period in my life because what I went through, what we went through, me and my mother and my sister, from nothing, you know what I'm saying? Living in cars, whatever, right? Being outside, 5, 6 years old, and the similar story. I'm gonna come get you, and I'm sitting outside, and it's raining and snowing on me, all types of shit, and I refuse to go inside. All of those things made me hate him as a person, right? Because to me, I was like, I couldn't compute your reasoning why, and especially with your own child, right?
It seems intentional.
Yeah, and it is intentional to a degree, right? Um, and I acted on that hatred for him with everybody else. I had that chip on my shoulder for a long time, and I was a violent individual. I was an irritable individual. I was a ticking time bomb for every situation. Um, and then to add to it, I watched the toll it took on my mother, who I cared the most for. Her breaking down, crying because she can't physically maintain 3 jobs and go to school and have 2 kids, and trying to pick up the slack. So all of those experiences made me hate him, and it just literally took a toll on my life. And it took me till I was about 17 years old or 18 years old to really find out what forgiveness was. And it and to think about it, when you think, like, when I say hatred, like I said to Marie, I understand what it feels like to hate somebody because I tried to harm him a few times. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I was 17 years old, and he just wanted to make things right for the first time really ever. And he said, I don't care, you could come, and I'll come, and if he punches me, if he harms me, I'm gonna just take it because I deserve it. That's what he said. And for me, it was like, at that point, and I told him, I was like, well, tell him I'm on my way. And that was my intention. I'm going to hurt this man. Right? And I really could beat up my father. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but once he didn't show up as usual, and
When he put it out there for you to come beat him up?
yeah, so he can kind of just sever. And he didn't show up as usual, but I didn't have any expectations or any other expectations. He's been dodging my whole life. But at that moment is when I realized, I'm like, I was at my grandmother's house. I love my grandmother to death. I was in a peaceful state because he called and he said he wanted to take this on, and I can unleash all my rage on him. I left a peaceful state for a chaotic state. And that's when I realized how controlling my hatred was. And so at that point in time, I really made a conscious decision. I was like, I have to figure out how to let it go. But I do think, and you can ask, like, does it stem from love? No, because I don't think I really ever fully loved my dad. He wasn't there enough for me to love my dad. You get me?
Well, could it still be love in that there was an expectation?
I think it goes back to it says passed down from your parents. So I think this is just passed down from society. Society has told me that my father is supposed to be there. So I put all those expectations that would, and rightfully so, they should, right? But I took those expectations and I installed it into him. But as a person, I can't love you as a person because society tells me you're my blood, you're my father, you're my sister, my mother, or whoever. I have to love you as a person because that's who I love as a person. You know what I'm saying? So when you ask me, or if I ask myself, did my hatred stem from love? No, I think my hatred stemmed from expectations and then the outcomes of those expectations not being met. And then those trials and tribulations that I endured and my mother and my family endured along the way. But that's what I think about the thin line between love and hate.
You think you can still appreciate a person and hate them?
Yeah, I appreciate, I actually was I read this before. I don't know if it was Dwayne Dwyer or The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, but one of these people had said, which was a monumental moment in my life. It was able for me to iterate my situation and my feelings. And that situation was, if you learn to embrace everything as if you asked for it, you'll free yourself from the situation. So it sounds crazy, but in my mind, the way I computed it was, I embraced my father not being there. I embraced my struggles. I embraced my mom breaking down. I embraced all of these things as if I asked for it. And that helped me align and find that silver lining in the cloud of what I gained from all those things. I gained an undescribable strength that nothing in life could ever teach me. You know, I gained a level of perseverance. I gained so many great things from going through such a dark space that I'm appreciative. And in retrospect, I've learned more from him not being there than I would have ever learned from him being there. You know, but that takes a tremendous amount of emotional maturity and
Growth.
self-awareness. Yeah, and a lot of people struggle with that when they're having parent issues for a long duration in their life. I'm fortunate to feel like I've conquered that before I was 20. You know, which is, I think, a lot of the reasons why I'm here today. You know, doing what we do. You know.
I definitely hate my stepfather. Is because, you know, as a child, you're always saying, "You're not my father. Who are you telling me what to do?" So he used to discipline me, give me spankings, or then the spankings became to like fights, and it's just like, "You're not my father. Why are you talking to me like that?" Or who are you to? I felt like at a point, my mother was kind of brainwashed for love, so I kind of drifted away from my mother, and it was like, "You love this man more than me," so I hated that he was in my life, and why isn't me and my mother not closer? Why are you allowed to give me whoopings? Why are you involved with going to parent teacher conference? Why are you involved with making decisions on how my mother raised me? And I couldn't stand that about him. And then when he had my other two little brothers, they never got spanking. So I'm like, yo, how I get my butt beat, but nothing happens to them. And for a long time, I could not stand him. But as I grew up, I realized, like, when you're the first child, you're their parents' training child. And so I was able I was able to understand, but then I just had to learn, like, just forgive them. Like, I'm 39 right now, and I still feel like a 21-year-old. So when they had me at 12 years old, when I was 12 and they was 30, they're still kids. It's me at this age. So I learned to forgive. I didn't forget now. But there's no point in hating you. That you did the best that you can do. You loved me. I love you. You know, but that's the only person I really could think of hating. I can't even hate my father. When I came out and told him I was gay, he went on Facebook. He went on everything, and just like, my son's a homo, and just like trashed me. And as much as I want to hate him, I know he doesn't know any better. And I believe in God, and I know God is handling him in His own way. But yeah, I think with hate, that's why I say I think hate is short term, because you'll learn how to forgive eventually.
If
Not
you want
everybody.
to, right?
If
Because
you want.
you want to have to, you want to remove it from you.
Yeah.
You don't want to deal with. Is that what you're saying? Like, you don't want to deal with the burden of the hate.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
It's
because if
heavy.
you actually really hate somebody, like, that's real heavy on you.
It's active.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
So
daily.
you got to put
It is
into it
daily.
every single day.
You feed it. I feel like you guys, there are a lot of people walking around with just bitter energy, and they have no problem feeding their hate monster. Like, they feed it, and they're like, "Hi, here's your food for today. This is who we gonna hate."
3-course meal.
You know what I mean? I can't stand her. Like, they are like, that actually becomes part of their identity.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I've seen it because there's so many, and this is on a smaller spectrum, but I see so many people follow follow me, and they're never saying anything good. So I'm like, if you really don't like something, but you follow it, you are feeding your hate monster.
Yeah.
And it's bad because we will really give you all you can eat. It's buffet. it's a buffet. It's a buffet out here. But not it. But the hate is heavy. And you know what's crazy about when you hate somebody? It's addicting.
Mm.
Yeah.
It is addicting. And it's you like for you to hate somebody is the same way when you love somebody, and that person that you love, and every time you see him you get butterflies, and when you see him you just want to hug him and kiss him, and you just want to kiss him all over and just be as affectionate as you can. Like you wish you could sleep inside their shirt, right?
Yeah.
But
With them in it.
with them in it, right? But when you hate, it's that same amount of addiction. It's that same amount of obsessiveness. You know, like
Yeah, you can't stop talking about.
I can't stop thinking about it. I like, and anything that is remotely close to that situation that will be tied in to make it the situation that I hate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's how addicting it is. You don't even understand that you're really reeling yourself in every single time, every single day. As soon as you wake up, somebody sounds like, and this is the worst part of hate. When when you become so obsessive and addicted to your hate, anything that moves, looks, sounds like the thing that you hate that too. So there's a lot of people who had issues with a loved one, whether it be your parent or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and somebody just looks like them.
Like their child.
And you know, and I was gonna get to that because there's a lot of parents who have, typically it would be mothers that have sons that resemble the father and even act like the father that they
I
hate,
know a mother like that.
and they treat that child terribly because they hate the father, and and the kid is a reminder of that man. And it's unfortunate because that's how addictive hate can be, or controlling.
Dang, that's crazy.
You know what I mean? I've seen it.
So I have a question for you guys. Does anyone here have an ex that they hate?
No, I love all my exes. They're great. They're great people. There are a couple of you that are questionable, but but you were great to me.
I don't think I have an ex that I hate. Recently, you know,
One of you did some fucked up shit.
you did. Like recently, I got out of a situation, and I was on the podcast just trolling him and just saying how he's this and how he's that, right?
You said his
And-
name on the show?
So I gave him a nickname.
Oh, okay.
What was the nickname?
We'll call him Chad.
Chad, please, Chad.
Oh, girl.
But what's the nickname that you use?
I call.
You already said it.
It's
now.
another troll. Go
Let me
ahead.
tell you why. Because
What's the name?
secretly, I was trolling him for months on the podcast, but then just got back in the relationship. So,
Oh.
but that's why I'm like,
Wow.
Leave that alone.
But I did call him Pastor Tourist because he's a tourist, but I call him a pastor because all he did was scream and ask for money.
What?
But I was mad, and I didn't hate him at the moment, but I was just mad. But I don't really have any hate towards any ex because I once loved you. I just don't really F with you especially because I know how much of a good person I am. I know how good I love. I know what I bring to the table. I know I'm not perfect. I'm a little, dramatic sometimes. But I don't like when I give you an experience, and I feel like that's what I do in all my relationships. I give an experience that you never had before. When I give you experience and you bring it to someone else, and then you bring it to your next relationship, and it's like, why you bring it to the next relationship and you couldn't even do it for this relationship? Like when I told you, like, oh, I want you to pick up the tab more. You're not doing that, but then you're in your next relationship, you're picking up the tab more. It's like, or I want to go on more trips. I'm always on a trip. I would like you to or plan something for us. But then I see you did something for Valentine's Day with your new partner. It's just like, where was that energy for me? So I don't hate you for that, but it's like I have a little resentment towards you for that for sure.
Are you a giver? Maybe you're a giver.
It sounds like
Yeah, I'm a giver, but that's overwhelming. Like because I'm so busy now, I want someone to help meet me halfway because I have so much on my plate. I work my regular job. I do content creating, so it's just now. I want somebody to make me come home and feel relaxed and comfortable. But sometimes people just be sucking out of you because I give a lot. like a lot. And then when something in my head clicks and say, "All right, you're done," like I had one of my ex. Like I found out I was going through his phone. He was talking to somebody, and I bought him tickets to see Beyonce at Coachella.
Ooh.
And the week before the trip, I gave it to another friend. I gave it to a friend because you did not deserve that. You don't deserve
Sure did.
And I had a great time with a friend. But
Oh, you a giver. You giving out
Yeah,
Beyonce
no.
tickets?
yeah,
That's why they screaming and asking for money.
Yeah, see, my thing is I'm a big Beyonce fan. So my thing
You
is
sell it to them.
Yeah, that was
no,
my
I don't
question.
sell it. I give it. I always believe, not this time around, but because her tickets is crazy. I always believe
You
in.
got Beyonce tickets this time?
Yeah, I'm going to like 3 shows.
Oh.
Trying to go to
Oh,
4.
you are a big fan.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I seen her 16 times.
That's invested.
Yeah.
I seen the prices. That's a little.
That's a real fan.
Yeah.
Do you have any tickets?
Beyonce.
Are you going to the Houston show?
No, I'm going to both New York shows. I'm trying to go to LA and I'm going to New Orleans.
I don't know. They saying Houston gonna be like iconic.
I believe Houston.
Probably is. It's
Don't put that in my
probably gonna be
mind.
good.
I'll
I'm
probably
just-
go.
I'll
I'll probably
go.
go.
Fun.
But yeah,
I
I'm
don't know.
What's the
there.
date for that?
I don't know.
You want to buy tickets for me?
I'm not going.
Okay.
You sound like a pastor.
Reverend Mandy. Oh, scheming ass. That's what you look like.
Oh, scheming ass.
No offense to the pastor.
I would definitely
out there.
say.
Yeah, definitely no offense to any pastor.
I would definitely say in the moment when you're going through your first breakup, you're upset and you're grieving the relationship. So you're saying anything. Of course, you love that person, but you're just thinking about all the stuff that went wrong in the relationship. But you don't really mean any harm until you find someone else, and So,
I'd be meaning harm.
I don't hate it.
Wait, who wouldn't or would?
what?
I would.
It depends.
Most of them, besides one of them.
It-
Would any of you help an ex if they were in trouble?
Yeah.
How many of them?
I ain't gonna lie.
Like
Like,
percentage.
all my exes been good to me.
See, I'm kind of with you.
I don't talk to my exes anymore. I feel like when it comes to a certain point, I was just talking to my friend about this. Like a breakup actually goes through some stages, right? It takes a while before you're actually done with somebody. So I recently went through a breakup and there was so much stages. Like there was like, okay, we're gonna still try to be cool, or we're gonna see if we can like find our way back. That didn't work. Okay, so we're just gonna be friends. We're gonna find some way to like coexist with each other because we're probably gonna run into each other. We're gonna try to be friends. That did not work, and it was just like us going our separate ways until like I realized that for some people they really need to hate you in order for them to move on. Like they need to give themselves some reason to not fuck with you anymore. Like on a whole nother level, they need a last straw to be like, okay, I'm done with Amanda. I'm never going to talk to her again because they can't do it on their own.
That's because they love
That's
you.
true.
Right.
They just
really
love
let
you.
go.
That is
Like-
the thin
really
line.
go.
That's the thin line
That's
between
interesting.
love and hate.
Like they can't move on until they get to that point of either resenting you or hating you.
No, yeah, absolutely.
That's interesting.
Firsthand experienced that with a Virgo.
Wait,
Virgo,
is this the
Virgos are
necklace
definitely
you
like that.
Yeah.
Virgos are
Wait a
definitely
minute,
like that.
wait, y'all.
Yeah.
Aaron's about to.
We were just talking about
Aaron's about to
this.
blow me up.
And Amanda, remember the clip where Amanda was like, if somebody bought me some Uggs and we not together no more, then my Uggs, right?
I still have the Uggs, by the way. Just before she tried to throw me under the bus, I still got them Uggs, okay? Because that was my first ex. He cool. We cool.
And Rico was like, no, you can't keep no memorabilia from your past relationships.
Hold on. I get that.
And so I found out today that she kept the Uggs, but this other relationship, she ripped the necklace in half and like
See
threw
what
it
I'm
in the
saying?
garbage.
Because you didn't like them.
Man,
Or you needed
The,
resentment.
the necklace is worth more than Uggs.
No, but the necklace meant something to me. Meant something to our relationship. So that's why I threw it away. They're not Uggs where I just slipped them on to
And
go to
walked
the
out.
store.
The relationship.
I didn't think about that. I was
There was a time where an ex was going through something with their significant other at the time, and when he needed a place to stay, he called me in the pouring rain on FaceTime, and I'm like, "What are you calling me for?" He was like, "I'm going through a breakup. I need a place to stay. Can I come to your house and stay?" And I'm like, my heart wanted to say yes, and maybe he hates me, but I told him no because the person that you cheated on me with is who you was in a relationship with. So now that's not working out. You want to come stay with me? I'm not helping you.
Well, first of all, you shouldn't be taking back nobody that don't got a place to stay.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
That's actually
Like, you should always have a home.
It's like the audacity.
That's a big
You can
ass.
hate me. You're homeless.
Wait, I just want to make sure I understood this correctly. He cheated on you with that
But
person.
entertaining the person, he says not cheating, but entertaining the person, and then
Bullshit.
yeah,
I mean, there's
Okay, I got you.
and then came. I'll try to save him. So he was on the down low. So he was cheating on me with a female, and he said it's not cheating if it's a female. It's not the same thing.
What?
But y'all went through
These new rules are crazy. Like,
Right, like who made them?
Yeah.
He went through his situation. Now he's
Same
on
thing too. I ain't gonna lie.
were they
Talk about
Geminis?
Aries.
No, I used to say like if I'm messing with a girl, that's not really cheating.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
But it is. It is. I know now. I was just making excuses.
I know
y'all.
now.
That turned into a whole relationship. Like,
No, it wasn't that.
Right.
Other bitches.
But yeah, so I felt bad because I knew you needed a place to stay. But then I'm like, go to your mother's house. He was like, but my pride won't let me. Then I'm like, well,
but your pride let you here?
Your pride?
Your pride should
Brought
not
you
let you
here?
come here. Oh, no.
Oh no.
Yeah, no.
There was a situation with my most recent ex. Like we went our separate ways and we didn't speak to each other for like a couple of months. But we ran into each other at a holiday party, right? And I got super drunk and she ended up driving me home. Now, a couple days later, now this opened up communication between us, right? Worst possible thing. And she actually wanted to argue with me because she was just like, okay, well, if it was me, if I was the one that was drunk, were you going to take me home? And I was like, yeah, why not? Because I was so appreciative that she was there to take me home. Like I thanked her a million times. And she was like, no, you wouldn't. Like, I know you didn't talk to me in months. Like, you just dashed me away.
Like a taxi.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, honestly, and it was like the fact that we were arguing about a what if situation was like crazy to me because it's just like I have no hate or malice towards
you, yeah.
anybody. Like, especially towards you. I'm trying to end off at a, in good terms. We just don't talk because I don't feel like there's any need to talk. I feel like if we keep communication, it's just going to leave open space for us to keep talking about what we're going to be or what we're not going to be.
I have a question for you. If you're in a new relationship, can you give your ex a ride home if they were drunk?
And he would have died. He gonna stay with him. Stay with him.
I feel like if it's an innocent ride home, so why not?
No,
Open the doors. Yeah.
wait. I don't care.
They probably gonna die if they. Well,
No, I mean,
Well,
if that was their only option, then
Uber
I'd
app.
probably do it. If I can arrange for someone else to get it done, or if I can get them in an Uber or something, I'd probably take that route. I probably wouldn't be the one to drive them home. I'd figure something. I would help you out.
yeah.
Would you be okay if your man took Joe Fiz's ex home when she was drunk?
Okay, then. Thank you.
No.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, but like, what would it?
No, but
can
I
he do
just-
the same thing, like try to get her
Yeah,
Uber. Or...
I would have suggested the same thing. Like, okay, was she not with anyone else?
yeah.
Could
It's not
you
your
not?
business no more.
Uber surgeon is $100 for this Uber. I'm driving. What are you saying?
No, that's what she said.
Follow that part. It's not your business no more.
Yeah, it's not, I feel like
Because that's the funny thing. How you share so much with somebody?
I mean, I actually disagree. Like, because again, if I feel like if you come out of a relationship with no issues with the person, y'all just like, we ain't, we're not together no more, and everything is fine. I don't see why you wouldn't feel comfortable helping them.
if I was single, probably. But if I'm in a new relationship, it's that boundary. I will have to probably run it past my partner to say, yo, is this okay? Because then if you open communication, they be like, oh, thank you for the ride home. How do you explain that to your partner at the end of the day?
My only
You're
thing with
welcome.
my only thing with
No,
that
but
is
no, you can respond to you're welcome, but your partner be like, you helped this person, but if you didn't communicate that.
true, but that's just a conversation that you would have to have with your new partner.
Yeah.
I guess when you get home or the next day, like, hey, well, this happened and I had to take this person home. But my only thing is with you, like, having to ask beforehand, it's just like, okay, if your partner said, yeah, I'm not okay with that, you then now be like, okay, sorry, my new boo said I can't drop you home, so tough luck.
See ya.
Hope you make it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know. I would feel terrible, honestly, if something happened to that person and I could have done something. Again, maybe hit somebody else up. Can you do it? Uber on the phone, on their phone.
Right.
No, but for Uber or whatever.
But what if they have no funds on the phone?
Apple Pay.
No,
I
not the
would
no
pay for it.
funds.
I would just pay for it. Because I would feel bad if something happened to
You
them.
can't have no
You
funds,
outside,
no car,
you
and,
drunk,
and
All right,
you
but
can't
if
get
you're
no funds,
outside-
you got no
about?
funds on.
kind of
If
exes
you're
do y'all
outside,
have right
it's your
now?
responsibility to
Y'all,
make sure you're
women
not
do
too
that all the
drunk.
time. Don't act like that. Women do this shit all the time.
Is
And
your-
I will say I done done it now.
What?
Go outside with not $1 on me.
Okay, I guess
Okay,
maybe
but you
women
don't
do
got
it.
no funds to get you an Uber?
I got an ID only. I mean,
Okay, no.
not now, but
First
like,
of
I
all,
ain't gonna lie, when I was
Aaron,
younger.
I'm gonna tell you this: when you go outside, you better keep some cash on you.
But she wasn't in New York
Now.
at the time.
Right.
There's some different people.
I literally would go out with an ID.
Because you not gonna tell me you don't got no cash on you. Because I say, okay,
Aaron says
fine.
He has a face pass.
Yeah.
Oh, your face card gets
He
you.
has a face pass.
When I was younger, I promise I used to go out with an ID, and I would tell my homegirls, "Just bring your ID, we good." Like,
See, the ringleader. Now look at what we deal with.
I'm just saying, like, I think above all, I would just feel bad if something happened to that person, and I know that it would have taken nothing from me to send them in an Uber, to drop them off. Like, I've probably dropped off more people that I barely know, you know, especially like living, like commuting from the city and like going back to Westchester. Like, I've probably dropped off more people that I barely know than somebody I've actually had a past relationship with.
I'll
I
be
feel
honest
like
with you.
Aaron's breakups are amicable. Like, now, what if this is an ex that it didn't end well?
Yeah,
It
like
was
they cheated on
a
you.
horrible breakup. They either did something to you, hurt you, betrayed you in some way. Would you still feel the same?
I don't know. I would just be like, why are you
I
calling
don't-
me?
I don't think that they
I
would be
confused.
looking for her help.
Yeah.
No, like
they would.
at the party, you run your ex ran into you
okay.
at the party. You didn't know you was gonna run into him,
Right.
right?
I would honestly.
But we also weren't on, like, I didn't hate the girl.
No,
so
I know,
if-
but what if you did? Like, what if it wasn't an amicable breakup? It was a rough breakup.
I
There
think
was heartbreak.
that, well, the only way people, okay, hold on. No matter the situation, no matter how you guys break up, if an ex hits you up and that ex has helped get you further in your life, you owe that person some type of help for whatever situation. Obviously, there's limits. Now, if I had an ex who really helped me, get my financial strategy together, and now, we might have been broken up for a few years, but I've used what they've taught me in my life to become a better person, and that person hits me up because they need a ride, a Uber, whatever the case may be, and I can do it, I'm doing it. Because even though we didn't work out, and it doesn't matter if you cheated on me, it doesn't matter if you lied to me, it doesn't matter what you did to me, if you have put something into my life
Added value.
you added value into my life that is now something that I benefit from after you, I'm gonna always try to help you in whatever way that I can. If you were an ex taking up space and time, you're not getting nothing from me.
Yeah.
Don't call me for an emergency. Don't call me for any, because you know why? And I know, and I do get it consciously. If something was to happen to them, I might feel, but not me. I won't feel responsible for you because you put yourself in that position. You were supposed to get yourself out of that position. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it.
I agree with
I
that.
think that makes sense.
I feel so good right now.
It goes on fire today.
I was gonna refute this statement, but I said I'm gonna just let it rock.
Yo, but
Because I was gonna say I'd be damned if somebody said I owed them a ride home because of what you did for me, X, Y, like.
no,
so
I'm not saying
many
that they
years
say
ago.
that, but morally, you should
said
feel that way.
you owe it to them. That's what you said.
Yeah, but I
Very
didn't say.
strongly. You were proud of that.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that they said that. They didn't iterate that. I'm saying morally you owe that person. Like, regardless of what people do. This is where I will say, it sounds poetic. People make mistakes. And sometimes you're going to fumble the bag, and you might be the bag that they fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
But they have implemented some things in your life that you are now going to use for the rest of your life That's a gift that keeps on giving. Therefore, you should give if ever they need. That's the way that I look at it. That's just me. I'm not saying you got to, but you should.
I think that takes emotional maturity
I think
Oh,
I'm
for
a
sure.
very mature person at this point.
For sure.
to be able to reconcile that in your mind, right? Because often, like, I don't owe him nothing. The person gave you the blueprint for your success, and you're gonna be like, I don't owe you nothing. You ain't do nothing for me. Because that's the mentality a lot of people have.
Because the mentality is nobody actually has good partners.
But I think
You
that
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
just gonna throw it in there that everything you said makes sense, depending on how we broke up. Like Marie said,
Yeah.
if it was an amicable breakup, then there's like no love lost, no feelings hurt. I still fuck with you. Whatever you need, I got you. But if it was a bad breakup and I don't know, you did something really fucked up to hurt me, I don't think that I owe you anything, no matter what you think that you did for me or whatever you probably did do for me. I just can't bring myself there. I don't even care if it's like emotional immaturity. I can't bring myself there to be like, okay, I'm gonna help you, whatever you need. It's just not gonna be in me to do that.
I didn't say you gotta like it when you do it. I just said you gotta do it.
Begrudgingly?
Yeah. You be like, you mother. All right, gotcha.
I
Hey,
really wanna
guys.
help this whole, but
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but we want to give a big shout out to Germany. Heard that the show is going crazy, is on fire in Germany.
Yo, I've been trying to get to Hamburg for a minute.
What was that?
And we're giving a shout out to 𝗏𝗎 Thank
What
you.
did Aaron say?
What did Aaron say?
She said Heineken.
I know you ain't say Heineken.
She did.
That's
I've been trying to get to. I've been trying to get to. I've been wanting. First of all, shout out to Germany. We just heard that Germany's been doing great in terms of supporting us. Me personally, I've been trying to get to Germany for at least 3 or 4 years. COVID kind of threw a wrench in my plans, but I'm gonna visit Germany.
I've never thought about Germany.
Let's go to
That sounds like a
Oktoberfest.
good
What is it?
time.
Oktoberfest.
It's in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Is it
Beers and sausage.
You like-
I don't drink beer. Has
I
too
don't
much
like
estrogen.
sausage.
no, but they
Beers
have
have too much
all
estrogen.
kinds of
Probably
beer.
not the beer in Germany.
Yeah, they
though,
drinking the
maybe.
high grade stuff.
Yeah, because them
Not the
Germans be
full
kind of
beer.
big. Like,
Yeah,
maybe my beard might fill in.
patches.
Is there,
Little safety there.
ain't no shame in my game. You know what I'm saying?
What happens to all the
I don't. Does love die?
I don't think so. That's a good question. I don't think so.
I believe it
I
does.
think so.
Y'all are cruel. Love don't die with me. I
No,
told you
think
I love all my
can
exes.
you can always have love for someone. You can always care about somebody, but when you were in love with somebody, that dies when your relationship.
No, not in love.
Yeah, like
Does
like
the
love,
love
for. So
die?
I guess
Yeah.
so. What you're saying is right. Like I have love for that person. They could still, if they mama die, I'm likely gonna go to the funeral.
Yeah.
Like that.
If they get hurt, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You know, people don't expect that. I feel like people think that once you have an ex, that all communication, all like feelings, well, not like feelings, not like romantic feelings. Everything is just like
Girl, you know that delusion
Yeah.
is running rampant
it
these
is.
days.
No, it's so crazy because
That
honestly,
delusion.
one of my little like childhood like little boos or whatever, he passed away in 2020.
no.
But his family and my family were really close. I went to a very small private school, and his grandmother was actually my elementary school principal, who me and my family still keep in touch with. So we were notified when he passed away, and my girlfriend had an issue that I was sad about it. Like I was like, am I doing something? I was like, should I not be sad? I'm like, I'm really sad about this. And it's not because like I used to, call this person my boo and that was my like little boyfriend back when I was 11 years old. But like this person was somebody I knew
Lord.
for like so many years of my life. Like I felt like I had a right to be sad. And she was, I don't know if it was jealousy. It was kind of just like, well, when was the last time you spoke to this person? Like, I didn't think that you would be this like choked up about it. And I was like so confused. Like I was so confused.
I kind of understand what your girlfriend was saying. I'm like,
Well, but she said their families were friends.
No,
So-
yeah, and I knew him for like majority of my life.
but like,
That a human died. Like,
yeah,
That's
but
what I'm saying. Like, it didn't even really have anything to do about like me and him or when we were kids. Like, that was obviously a kid relationship. Like,
Right.
that's not the point of why I'm sad. Like,
No, I
sad.
mean, like, how long were you sad for, though? That's the like. This is where I.
No,
I
it wasn't
need
like
context.
I was in like a constant depression. I
Okay,
found
okay.
out and I was sad, and she was confused.
Like, if you were depressed around me for 2 weeks, and rest in peace, God bless their soul. But if you had an ex 10 years ago and they die, you haven't spoken to them in 10 years, and they die, and they pass away, and you depressed for 3 weeks. I'm like, why is it this much? Like, why is it this heavy? You know what I'm saying? Why is it this impactful for you now?
Bingo.
If my ex passed away, yeah, would I have an issue with her coming?
Her going to the funeral.
I would expect it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
would-
so if
I would-
my
this is
girl's ex
somebody-
dies,
This is somebody
Yeah.
that meant something to you. You probably know their family.
Right.
You know, you probably know their friends. Their friends probably reached out to you to tell you like what happened.
Right.
I would expect you to be like, I'm gonna go and pay my respects.
Right. Or we can
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
well, it depends because hold on, guys, wait, time out.
Rico's gonna be that guy.
Time out,
They're not
time
getting
out.
back together.
It dep-
Right.
Yeah.
What is like what is the They in the casket.
because like
Going in the ground. Like,
what?
I'm saying too much, but-
make sure he
Cement on top.
Yeah.
Make
Do
sure
you,
he really
you
is.
need help lifting? Like, you need another one? I got you. I got a hand too. But my thing is like it depends. Again, if this is an ex that even if you had a bad breakup, but this is an ex that was beneficial to your life, cool. But like you going, if my girl went and she doesn't, but let's just say if my girl went to an ex's funeral that used to beat her, I would have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
If that person really was a dark cloud in your life and
Ooh,
you're
would she go? Like you
I
think she
was
would go?
hold on.
for me
Rico,
it's like you
one
don't owe that
second.
person that much.
Even if
like-
she doesn't feel like she owes it, it is her decision whether she wants to go and say her final
That's true.
goodbyes.
I didn't say it wasn't.
That-
I just said I don't like it. I don't like it. Me, I don't care what her decision
What
is.
is
I don't
it
like
about-
your decision.
What about don't you like? Because the
Huh?
person is dead.
And we all will die, right? So like so that's why it's like
Really?
yeah, death is gonna happen to every one of us. So with like I don't understand why is this big
That's-
thing.
to me,
You know what I mean?
that's,
Do you
that's
have a
just me.
favorite ex?
I have favorite ex.
And God forbid something
Sis.
happened to them. You're not
But-
gonna go?
She was a great girl though. It's different. You feel me?
It was a great, but if
No,
she's
if
a
it was
great
a-
girl, why you're not together?
No, if it was because that was me. That was a me thing. But if, like I said, if this was a guy who was a great guy in her life, you know, whatever.
Right.
Even if he was an average guy, I don't mind it. But I'm talking about sometimes people pay too much respect to people who were traumatic to them, and for me, maybe it's not as much emotional maturity. But for me, it's like you don't owe certain respects to certain people in certain
right.
instances. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people who date people that's only holding them back for majority of their life, and then as the outcome from that person to resent their own life, and then they try to pay their respects because this person passes away is weird to me. Like, unless if it's a tragedy, I get it. Like, there's so many
And
different,
everybody does.
but everybody dies. I don't know why y'all wrapped up about it. Like,
to me, it's like in a situation like that is very traumatic. Somebody that used to like hit on you, beat on you, whatever. But like I said, I feel like it would be up to that person if they felt like it was necessary for them to be there. It could be closure for them, closure on the whole situation. He's gone. I can move on and not have to
you
worry
should have
about this.
been moved. You know what?
No, but-
Close you with that. You and the casket get close together and
That is
stay
so-
over there.
That is very insensitive. That's
Right.
mad insensitive.
I am insensitive.
I'm sorry.
I mean, really, if I'm invested in the side piece, I was just like, yeah, that's my.
No, but it's the
I
same thing.
No,
Why is it
no.
different?
Listen, I done already lied about having a side piece. So if I got a side piece and I'm lying about it, I'm gonna lie about going to the funeral too. Like
if I died,
why would I change? Why would I change it up?
if I died, I really think there'd be a lot of women at my funeral, right? And I know my girl would probably be like, damn. Like, so like I would rather just keep it like, yo, listen.
I'm gonna be at Rico's funeral like, he did not even talk to you. Shut up and be respectful
Be
to
like,
his
we
girl.
ain't never seen your,
Shut up.
name.
Yeah,
We
like
ain't never seen your picture.
Stop walking around here talking that mess.
just mind your business. Like that's what I'm saying. Just mind your
forbid.
business. Like
We're not minding our business.
you go into an energy that
point.
that follows you out. And then when that energy follows you out,
It's coming to your house.
it's coming to the house where the partner has to deal with it.
You're right.
Well, let me
And
tell
it's
you-
not fair to your relationship at that point. You know what I mean? So like even hospitals I can't go to. Like I just, unless I really have to, I can't go to hospitals because mentally, emotionally, and energetically is not the same. I'm depleted or I'm in a whole different space. And if I have to bring that into my home where it's gonna fester, and then maybe I have a problem with my partner because of it, it wasn't fair to my relationship. So that's why it's like you gotta pump the brakes on certain things. You don't owe respect to everybody that you dated just because you slept with them.
I got a
Okay,
question.
well, hold on.
Let them
Give me-
go.
Give me 1 second.
Just because you slept
One,
with him.
why are they in the hospital? That's one.
They got into a car accident.
Two,
Yeah.
I don't think that it's the same thing as going to their funeral because they're still alive. Right? So I know that me going to an ex's hospital room, it says to them, oh, she still cares. Oh, she's still checking on me and whatever. So
That's
I am
exactly it.
leaving room for them to
To
get
hit
up
you on
out that
Facebook.
hospital room and hit me up like, yo, what's up?
What if they're
Like-
saying? What if they're saying they're expecting them to die? Now they're because these accidents.
Adding.
Right,
No,
so we build
but
it
I'm
more
just
and
saying,
we
right.
can love
Because
No,
it-
he love to do that, bro. It's always a scenario with him.
layers.
because he's still alive, but he might die. Are you gonna go? Or you gonna wait for him to die?
He gotta
No,
die.
when he's dead.
Then you go.
Sorry, because I'm saying that pretty like.
Feelings go.
Yeah, no, she's making an excellent point because it makes more of a statement to go and see them while they're still alive, while there may be a chance to rekindle something if they get well. So you're absolutely right. That's why you just gotta let them die first.
Oh, wow.
This sounds really no. This
But think
sounds
about
crazy.
it. Can
But-
you
For real.
can you be in a new relationship? Well, we already know
Mm.
anything's possible,
Would, right.
right? But let's think about it. Have we ever heard of a situation who someone probably went to a ex's, funeral or an ex's last words before they went on, and that made that person go into a depression,
I could see that.
and now the partner is dealing with a depressed person who's depressed over an ex? It's not fair to the relationship.
Mhm.
And that's why, like, I believe in something very firmly: out of sight, out of mind. And it's not always the best thing. Sometimes it can come off as insensitive, but it's also insensitive to my partner. If I know I could go through something and witness something someone especially that I loved, right, for however long a period of my life, pass away or right before they pass away, and now I got to bring that energy with me to my home, and I can't get over it. Now in my brain, I keep on thinking about the moments and the flashbacks that I had when they were alive. The only person suffering now, well, outside of myself, is my partner. And my partner did nothing wrong.
But doesn't that mean you just had a whole bunch of unresolved
Prior to
feelings
yeah,
before that?
that's true.
I think, but that's the thing. Most people do. I think most of the times, we always get into this point where when we're dating somebody and we break up, right? And we find ourselves trying to work back at it because it's usually unresolved. Most breakups, in my opinion, are usually stem from one small thing that got to that accumulated to a big thing, and it became an impulsive thing. And then, whenever somebody passes away, or whenever we truly lose contact with them, we always have regret, right? Unless if there's obviously different layers that we're adding. But then we have regret. And if this person wasn't a bad person to you, if this person was just a decent person in your life, you're going to think about it. If this person treated you right, but y'all just were at the wrong time, you're going to think about it. And now, if it was a traumatic person, I don't think you would think about it as much.
There's a clause on that policy and going to you. Your person you with, so you better not take that person.
You crazy.
What? We going there together. Time out. Hold on.
drama. Don't
Yo,
be bringing
what?
that dead person.
Yo, your ex paid us? Come on, bro. Like, he looking out for us.
Don't bring that into our relationship. Are you serious?
Money don't got a soul. All right.
No. That is. Would you say, Rico? That is memorabilia from your ex relationship.
But that's also
memorabilia.
Yeah.
Yours, not mine.
Nah,
I'm just saying.
that wasn't memorabilia. That's new money.
New money from an old person.
From an old person.
Okay, your ex dies. He left you on the life insurance policy.
Never took you off.
He never took you off.
Okay, so
It's a lick.
Right.
Shit. I might hug his casket. Oh, thank you, bro. You know what? I never met you, but I heard you were a good guy.
you ain't shit.
I'm like, yo, open his hands.
You ain't nothing.
Rico's like, but we gotta pay our respect.
Yeah, like,
We gotta go. We gotta
Together.
go.
Pay our respect.
I'll be up there with
Which
it, like
one
a
is this,
eulogy.
mama?
I'll be up there. You hear me?
Miss Johnson, I'm sorry for your loss.
I'll be like, so
Mr. Johnson, I'm sorry for your loss.
Who are you to my
we,
son?
look, we never got to formally
beneficiary.
meet.
You ain't shit.
Oh my God.
But he looked out for me in a way that is indescribable.
Okay,
It's
guys.
the truth.
Is it true?
So,
Wait, do I have $1 million?
shut up.
All right. I might not need his.
But 2 is better than 1.
I was about to say, if you already had $1 million, why would you not take another $1 million?
If I got 25, I'm good. You know,
I'm
man.
gonna add that
Bye.
to 26.
I would still take the $1 million. Like, what are you talking about?
Nah, 25 of my.
Amanda gonna steal a Snicker bar with a with that pocket
And
full
we
of money.
still gonna be stealing from the corner
Amanda
store.
she gonna be stealing from the casket. This is real gold?
Why would they put this?
Y'all better watch y'all purses around Amanda.
Nah, y'all not nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna reiterate the question. So so you and your partner not together no more, but they never took you off the life insurance policy. You with a whole nother person. They pass away. You're left with $1 million. Are you taking it or you're not taking it?
Oh.
We taking it with her.
Simple.
Yeah, and my girl taking it too. She had no choice. She might listen.
Her partner says no.
My
No.
partner says no.
You leave. Bye.
We can buy.
You
Look,
don't have our best interest.
Yeah.
Hold on, because if they say no,
It
I'm gonna
shows
say,
you're a
okay,
clown.
well, I'm gonna take it. We don't gotta share it.
That's
It's
fair.
gonna be $1 million on me.
So if they say no, what's the consequences? They leave me? All right, later.
Not because
You gotta say
they
bye.
got too much
Yeah.
pride.
but it's BUY. Buy me another one, right? Like,
That's a list.
what happened?
She said she on her ex's life insurance.
Wow.
There might be $1 million in it for him.
You know what? I don't give a fuck about that money because I can fight.
Now he want to
I fight dead people too.
What is it?
I fight dead people too.
Hey, I'm taking it. I don't know about y'all.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I'll deal with whatever emotional dealings I gotta deal with.
Okay, but what if you take it and
But
don't
you-
tell your partner?
But here's the
You
problem.
keep it to yourself.
Nah, then I don't like you ever. But you
No.
never belong in the same spot.
Wait a minute. This is a gift.
This is well, actually, if you and your new partner plan on starting a life together, buying a home or whatever, they're gonna know about that $1 million.
Yeah, you don't just walk around with $1 million and we don't know about it. Especially if it's new
It's
million.
a million.
You start buying things that we like, wait a minute.
Right.
I know how much you get paid every other week.
If I have money, I'll have
This
$1
is
million,
two of your
but I'm not
checks.
going to tell you it's $1 million. I'll probably tell you it's 500,000, and I'll keep the rest for myself.
No, he's like, yeah, we got 10,000.
Yeah.
I'm glad they thought
You're not
about
going to know
it.
the whole
Okay,
thing.
well, deposit the check in our joint.
Now because now I'm
Open
we
my own
might
account.
see 10,000 I might
I
be
know,
able to be
and I'll
passable.
just-
10,000 might
do
be
the
passable,
transfer.
bro. I might be like, nah, 10,000 whatever.
Nah, if I get $1 million, I'm going to tell you it's 500,000. This is what I got. The other 500,000 is for myself. It's not for you.
Partner's financial.
No, he just wants
I believe that you
exit
need to
strategy.
have your own side. You need to have your own vex/mad money. You
I
don't
was
need
about
to
say,
share
my mama
all.
always said that. That's why you need to carry cash with you when you go out.
That was when I was young.
It's
We had
Vex
a-
money. My mom said you better always have some
Yeah.
Vex money.
We had a debate about this on my show, and
I
I
can
love
call my
talking
daddy.
about it. We had a segment on my show called Manslation, and
Manslation.
Manslation. Basically, men tell women what they want, and communicate from their point
translation,
of
but
view.
from a man.
From
Wow,
him.
I like that.
Also, like
And-
when they say like you mansplain, is it like
Manslation.
that?
Yeah,
But
mansplain.
for the man side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
And he's my guest, Wolf. Well, Wolf, not my guest. He's my engineer and everything. He asked me if my partner asked to see my account. Well, I showed him, and I said no because my account is personal. I believe finances are personal. Now we have a joint account. Yes, you can know, but if I have a personal account, I'm not letting you know every single thing that's in that account. So if I get, let's say I get my a large lawsuit, right, a large settlement, and it's $100,000, I'm gonna tell you I got 40,000, but I'm gonna keep the rest to myself.
I'm gonna tell you what you do, right? Because I've been in that position. So I have one account that never got a lot of money in it. I'll show you. So you taking me out to eat? Like,
It gotta be your operating account.
dinner on you.
Your chicken account.
Dinner on you. I got 3 banks. You know what I'm saying? I be moving shit
You hear
around.
what he's doing?
I said Amazon will expose you.
Well,
Facts. The Amazon packages
No,
is every
honestly,
day.
me, I'm funny about money.
Amazon is every day.
I don't let
I'm
nobody
tallying
know.
it up. See, I'm bad. I calculate very well. I look at everything you purchase and I Google it and I figure out how much it costs and I write it down in my notes.
So would you be mad if your girl lied to you about the amount of money that was in her account?
I wouldn't be mad, but I would. See, I'm the type of person that once I confront you, it's like the feds.
you already know.
I got all the evidence.
Yeah.
You have no choice but to tell me the truth, right? But then after that, you know, I'll give you another chance. From there on, you could be clean. You know what I'm saying? If you get dirty again, it's just that I got trust issues, so I gave you a chance.
I was like, why you want to know about?
Well,
my
I mean, I
money?
wouldn't want to know, but I would want to know because it depends on what's going on. Like, I don't know. I just be knowing how much I be shelling out. Sometimes I'd be like, yo, wait, time out.
What you
Like,
pulling?
yeah, what are you doing? Like,
She knows all your accounts. You don't check your emails.
Right. Me, I'm really funny about
You
money.
mean
Like
this out here?
I don't like anybody to know how much I
do.
make
Yeah.
at all. I don't let nobody know how much is really in my account. Some people be like, how much you charge for your cakes? And I'm like, unless you're a customer, I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
How
Here's
much-
my order form.
$650.
Like, if you put in an order, I'll give you a quote for exactly what you're asking for. But am I just about to be throwing out numbers for you, telling you how much I make on a weekly basis? No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Confidential information.
well, then I guess
A business boyfriend. He gonna put it, you know, he be like, yo,
facts. And I know how much is coming in. Like, that's what ends up happening. But do y'all believe in clean slates? Like, you're with the person, something happens, something transpires, and you're like, all right, you know what? We're going to give you a clean slate. It's almost like whatever happened, we're going to forget and forgive and move on but a real version, not a every time you do something is like, this is why I knew I shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Type of moment.
I'm not mature enough for that.
I know that. What about you?
I believe clean states are. I believe in them. And I'm doing it right now. Like,
Oh, with the
yeah.
Mhm.
Again, I'm just gonna take the time to publicly apologize again, as much as I publicly troll, but because I'm still in the doghouse. But
That's cute. make sure they
We
watch,
should have knew
okay?
that.
But what I will say is, like, we took a 6-month break, and then we had that one conversation, and we sat down over some good food. I feel like food bring everything and everyone together, and it was over a buffet style, amazing. So now we're talking. I'm like, I was able to communicate what I needed and what I didn't receive, and he was able to do the same thing. And for once, I felt heard, and I felt like it brought us together. So now I'm like happy again because it just makes me feel like I'm in love for the first time. And I make mistakes, he makes mistakes, so everybody deserves a second chance. We forgive people, we forgive our own families for doing stuff wrong to us. So why not give a person a clean slate?
Can I tell you? This is what I've learned back in the day. I think, in my opinion, I believe in clean slates, right? But on your situation, what you said, my personal recommendation, if you were to ever give another clean slate, never do it over dinner. Never, ever solve problems over dinner. Because even back when I was in college, one of the best ways they tell you to receive and accept things, or to be receptive to things, is to eat something that you like. So if you weren't able to focus in class because the class was boring to you, they would tell you bring your favorite candy, bring your favorite snack. And it'll actually allow you to stay engaged to what's going on.
Oh, wow.
The problem with that is once you leave dinner, there's no more reception. There's no word.
The steak is gone.
The steak is gone, and you might be back at square one. So, in my personal opinion, right, and it's not a fact, in my personal opinion, I believe the best way to do a clean slate is to literally just sit down and really have a whole conversation. We can't do things that we like and converse because we are already at a good point in our, in that moment. Something else is satisfying us.
Well, maybe the food was the icebreaker because we both love food.
Yeah.
And it was just like something to break the ice and for us to bond over again.
So
especially not having spoken in 6 months.
Yeah, I would have definitely just sat down. Because you know why? You both love food. That means you both have probably your best moments are eating together.
Yeah.
You see what I just told you?
Wait, so do you think y'all could have had the same conversation, just like sitting down, having a glass of wine or a cup of coffee or something, just chilling? Like, do you think it would have been received the same on both sides?
Probably, but it was something about when the food was coming to your table.
That's what he said.
It's like, this is good.
Like, can I try yours?
Yeah. But it was something about the engagement of just setting those boundaries and expectations. And I learned a lot. I never knew that in those 6 months, like when you took during that break, I never knew what love was. And I always told, I was brought up on survival, not love. And so I didn't know. I'm a Virgo, so we overthink, we plan everything out. So I was being strategic on how to love him instead of just being in the present and just doing it. So now I realize love is security, and I never felt that security when I'm with him. I automatically become submissive because it's like I feel like I'm secure, he's leading the way, and he's taking care of everything. So it was just like, all right, I knew I missed that. I forgot where I was going with this, but I knew. I know that a clean slate is definitely coffee's a no, and I know clean slates are definitely possible. It's just you have to make sure you know who you're doing it with.
Yeah, I believe in clean slates because I've gotten a lot of them. So you got to be patient with me, babe. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm going to make some mistakes. I'm lit in the streets. You hear me? So
I think clean slates are definitely possible, like starting over. But me, I feel like what's not mature about me is like not being able to not bring up what happened in the first place to bring us to this clean slate
Gemini's
place. Like, I'm always, something's gonna trigger me every once in a while.
But you have to bring it
be
up.
like, oh, but remember when you the reason why we like. I'm always do it. I'm always do it
Gemini.
because
it's cool because that means it's not over yet. Like the stain of it is still there.
Yeah,
I think that's why.
It's not clean. There ain't no clean slate.
Oh yeah, but if you the one that did something to me, of course you gonna try to get over it and not mention it as much as possible. But me, I'm gonna still always have that in the back of my head.
But then don't give a clean slate if you can't be
That's
clean.
why I said I can't
well,
do it.
Well, this is the thing. You can give a clean slate, but you can still have your thinking cap on and your antennas up when some bullshit might be happening.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think maybe. Well, no, that's not what you're saying. But I think that there are two different things. You can give the opportunity for somebody to prove themselves otherwise.
Yeah, no, I agree. Keep your BDI up, but don't be bringing this shit up.
With this,
can I have a clean? Yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys for telling us about your clean slates.
Wow.
We got a couple minutes.
Sorry, Alan.
Well, so then let's actually swing it to the guest, Billy Bad Boy.
Bills, bad guy. Bills.
Billy the bad guy, Billy the goat, Billy the kid, Bills.
Wait, are all these like listed on your Instagram?
Say that again.
I'm about to make merch that says it all.
Practice that, huh?
Because everybody like started adding stuff to it. They were saying Billy the billionaire, Billy the entrepreneur. So I was just like, it eventually got long, so I just made it short. So when I meet people, like they'll memorize it. And it's like so funny when people they're like, Billy the bad guy, Billy the goat, Billy the kid. And I'm dramatic. I didn't really think it would go off like that. So when people do it, I'd be like, oh, I love it.
So I guess before we close out, let us know about your event that's coming up, time, date, location, where they can find you when you drop your episodes, everything.
All right, so you could watch us on YouTube and listen to us on Apple, Spotify, anywhere where you could listen on wherever you listen to your favorite podcast every Tuesday. Our event again is at City Winery, June 29th, 7:30 p.m. Don't be late. I hope to see y'all there. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fun. I got you, Bree. You know the vibes last year. And you can find me at Billy.the_bad_guy on Instagram, and you can also find me at the 25 and Over Club on Instagram. And our podcast is about how life gets real at the age of 25. So we talk about dating, mental health, relationships, sex. Yeah, because after 25, it's like you think you've grown in your 20s, but something hits you really, really hard. And again, I'm 30 now, trying to figure out what love is.
I think I'm grown.
We know that.
Like, give me a few more years.
I still be calling Amanda 21.
Amanda just turned
21.
Right.
No, it's gonna hit you. Mental health. Oh my! Like, what is that? Like anxiety. I've learned I was struggling with anxiety, so we talk about things like that: relationship anxiety, performance anxiety, things that. My main goal is to make sure people know that they're not alone.
That's dope. Yeah, that's dope.
Thank you.
So we appreciate you coming through.
Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate. Say that.
You said appreciate.
We appreciate.
Just say it again.
Thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
Since y'all would make fun of me and my speech impediment, ableist.
You're not alone.
I would
But-
definitely say when I started podcasting, I told y'all before the cameras. When I started podcasting, there was 2 shows I would watch, and like I knew I wanted to like I was inspired by it, and this was definitely one of the shows. So when y'all called me, it was just like, what the heck? Like, so I definitely want to say thank you for allowing me to come by today.
Thank you for
Thank you.
We really appreciate it because we've been around for 5 years and it's taken a lot to get where we are as far as like support, commitment from us, just like our producers, just everything. So it's nice to, get your roses.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Keep doing your thing, Billy the GOAT, Billy the guy,
kid.
Billy the God.
Bills.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Right. Guys, we're closing out. We love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, engage. If you want to support us, we have our Patreon. You can also buy merch on the site. Date box, spice up your little date life. And let me tell y'all, this is our goal for for the rest of this year. We're trying to get 1 million subscribers.
Across
trying to
all
get
platforms.
1
million
million.
followers on our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. So if you love our content, share it with your homies. Let them know. I know y'all be texting and stuff in the chat groups at work. Tell them don't just watch our stuff on the internet. Like and subscribe. Actually, no, subscribe and like.
Then like.
Yeah, and then talk in the comments. So y'all, please, 1 million. That's our goal, and we know we can't get there without you. So help us out. Thank y'all. Peace.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.